Hello, welcome to Pathologic. I'm much smaller now. Hopefully this will make it easier for everybody to see the text. It's day 2. It is also 1:45 in the morning. We have survived so far. So the situation is we are world famous Dr. Daniil Dankovsky, owner of the Thanatica, a lab designed to try to beat death itself. That's our goal. In doing that, we decided to come to this small town in the middle of nowhere because there's supposedly a dude who lived for hundreds of years, and he died just before we got here. In investigating his murder, we went to talk to the town's local medicine man, who had invited us, and he's dead too. And people were assuming that it must be some kind of evil monster, to the point that they were attacking women on the street and burning them at the stake. But obviously all of that is nonsense. As we went to investigate, we found out it's probably a sand plague. And even though we just found that out at like 8 o'clock last night, and we had a good nap, word is already getting around. The lovely lady who has invited us to stay with her while we were in this town is freaking out, saying that the death would be very painful and we'll all surely die as soon as that plague outbreak starts, and we should skip town. Even if we have to leave on foot, where we will absolutely die in the middle of nowhere, that would be better. So, the plague is bad. Thus far, I do not know the main quest, and leaving the town is technically a side quest. The way out of town is on a train that is being piloted by an Adong that cannot be bargained with. So the recommendation is that I go talk to Andrei Stamatin. Stamatin is one of the architects, the visionaries behind the Polyhedron and a lot of the other buildings in town, and people in the steppe can respect him, so maybe he can help us get out. In the meantime, I've got a bunch of letters to read, so I'm going to start there. The powers that be say, by what seems to be a very lucky coincidence, you have found yourself in a town that is wrought by some very worrying occurrences. Reportedly, there is an outbreak of dangerous disease in the vicinity. There is also an opinion that the outbreak is a falsification staged deliberately for the purpose of concealing a murder. In consideration of your outstanding analytical capability, we delegate the investigation to you. If there is an epidemic, it must be halted by any means necessary. You must collect as much information as you can, we suppose, and then make a decision in line with your own professional ethics and moral beliefs. In order to implement your strategy, an Inquisitor endowed with unrestricted authority will shortly arrive to join you. In the event that you are unable to curb the outbreak before their arrival, all power over the situation will be reassigned to them. P.S. It has come to our attention that you have recently requested permission to continue with your own research. The decision of whether or not such permission will be granted depends on the results of this assignment. Your success, therefore, has a bearing on your scientific reputation and your further academic career. So, that's that. Professor Tellman. I don't know who that is, but I guess they represent the powers that be. Powers that be want to shut down the Thanatica because we haven't produced anything, because fighting death is bad. It's very hard. Yeah, it seems to be. They're saying how we handle the situation of the plague here will determine whether or not they will continue to support my lab, which was already in jeopardy if I didn't produce anything. And since the guy I was going to interview is dead, I'm not producing anything. So there's that. Saburov. Saburov is the governor and controls the local militia. Bachelor. The body has been isolated as far as I know. Reuben conducts the examination of it. Reuben is Isidore Barak, the local medicine man who is now dead, this was his trainee, and the closest thing this town has to a doctor. Nevertheless, keeping in mind your discovery, I would advise you to see me in the Rod first thing tomorrow morning. There's a matter of crucial importance that we need to discuss. Okay, Saburov, the governor, wants to see me immediately, but he doesn't say why. Okay. A letter from a colleague in Thanatica. Daniil, I'm writing this in a hurry, so do forgive the uncustomary brevity. The powers that be are closing in on us. They persecuted us before, as you know, but now they are set to utterly exterminate us. We may yet be able to persevere, but you, my friend, are in grave danger. It is almost as if your destination was chosen to be the place of your burial. They say there is some kind of disease in the town, of a most lethal variety, perhaps plague itself. I have little... How did this person find out? I only found out 6 hours ago. I have little doubt that the powers that be have set up your whole journey. Telman, that vermin, wants to get rid of you more than he wants to cease the outbreak. I wouldn't be surprised if it transpires that there are no medical personnel whatsoever in the town. They will use it as a pretext to delegate the whole mess of it to you. If this is the case, I urge you to keep out of trouble. Stay safe, Daniil. Wait for the sanitary teams. They will arrive sooner or later. Take care, my friend. If they tell you to engage the plague by yourself, refuse it, even if your principals enjoin you to do otherwise. Our research is what matters the most, and we will not be able to go on with it if you are dead. Yours, A. I don't know who A is. Apparently a colleague, but... Right. No, I was thinking the same thing. Forgive me for being brief. This is longer than the letter I got from Saburov, so there we go. And then Isidore Barak. Okay, this is the letter he sent me before. About inviting me to meet Simon. Okay, so that's nothing new. Okay. So what I have so far is a side quest. And I was informed when I woke up that the theater is practicing a new play. So, and then this is the theater. There's Stamatin, who can arrange the escape. Saburov. There, okay. So, okay, cool. We'll hit the theater, and then we'll cross that bridge. Saburov, Stamatin. Easy. We don't know how different the town is going to be this early in the morning. That was the best trash can I've ever found. There was all kinds of stuff in there. Okay, so that brings up my fists. Can I... If I do that... Okay. I've equipped my scalpel as a weapon. Nice. Hard left. Or right. Hard right. I don't know what those spooky noises mean. Alright, it is 2 o'clock. Hey, you're just a regular person. That's nice. Okay, that guy was just giving us a history lesson on the fact that it is a town built on the meat industry. But otherwise not important. I do not need to worry about being cold. Okay, yep. Already happened. But this cracker's cheap. But food prices have already skyrocketed because everyone knows that a plague is happening. Fresh fish is 3,000. I am considering... I don't need to yet. But I'm considering selling off the smoked meat. Since it's worth a lot of money. I don't have a need for the money yet, but that's a thing I want to keep in mind. Alright, where am I going? Across that bridge. So... yeah. I was worried I might run into... that is a mugger. That's what I was worried about running into. Okay. I wanted to try that out. I don't know that that was a good idea. Well, I mean, he had a chunk of money. And that seemed like a better knife. Okay. So that hurt a bunch. That laughing was my reputation going up. Because I killed a bad man. So crying when my reputation goes down, laughing when my reputation goes up. So this guy has a bandage for 5 bottles of water. Cool. Okay. I was kind of hoping to not get that hurt when I did that. That is okay. That's what I've been trading bandages for. We're learning. We're trying things. Over here still. Okay. Let's zoom in a bit. I was worried I would run into a lot more muggers. I want to get an idea of how tough something like that will be. Should be across here, right? Yes, okay. So it wasn't super worth it, given how many tourniquets I used, and that I'm still pretty hurt, but I did get 300 coins off that, so important element to the economy there. And it was necessary for my reputation, since I did beat up a good person yesterday, because he was attacking a woman. Oh, this is Katarina.
Only in things of small value, they usually are bold enough not to trust to appearances.
The only proper way for a duel to end is with the death of one of the fighters. That's what battles are supposed to be. Any conflict that has two sides inevitably turns into a battle of good and evil. Why are you telling me this? I am not speaking metaphorically or metaphysically. I am talking about a very particular battle. You are one of the combatants, Bachelor Daniil. Do you favor good or evil? I favor winning. Spoken like a true warrior, I wish you victory, Bachelor, even though I doubt you can be a victory at all in this battle. You are very kind.
This quiet is deceptive.
So you've seen for yourself that people differ greatly, sad but true. Some of them shine like stars. Others are nothing but steppe grass. There's only one thing that makes them different. Truly outstanding people care for others and are even prepared to give up their lives for their fellow men. People of the crowd only care about themselves. Some people stand out while others don't. There's nothing more to it. People will be willing to give up their lives for you, dear Bachelor, only to give you another chance to avert the forthcoming catastrophe. That is how you will get to know them. Tell me, will you accept the sacrifices? I'll wait, see, and act appropriately. The life of a person can become the fee you'll have to pay to see the events move forward, unless you'd be willing to contribute to them, of course. Their motives will also differ, but their ability to give up their lives for a higher cause stays the same. Plague is the measure of humanity. Let them risk their lives. It's every person's right, but I don't want anyone to do it in my name. Well, that was not helpful. But I guess I gotta go to the front door if I'm gonna talk to the governor. So, you know, my fault for walking through the back. There's another bad man. Okay. Hello, Propane Panda. We have a lot to discuss, Bachelor, but I'm not ready to talk right now. I still have a lot to think over. Come back at dawn. As you wish. Okay, he is not going to help me because it is too early in the day. I assume dawn happens at like 6? Let's go talk to Stomatin, see if he can help me with escaping. That. We're gonna keep going straight. Okay, not a bad man. Good to know. Oh, that's a bad man. That is a bad man. He's not chasing me, though. Well, I wasn't fast enough to save the other guy, but I'll still pick your pockets. I do have... Rather than using up my scalpel, which is already down to 30%. What? Okay, we'll switch over to the knife here. Down here on the end. With the shattered heart. Yeah. I know where I am. Fill my empty bottles. Okay. You know, we've been having a commemoration for the old man the whole night. My head hurts now. Come back in the morning, will you? Or better yet, in the afternoon. Why are you still up then? Go to bed if your head hurts so much. Okay, so I can't talk with anybody in the middle of the night. I am kinda wasting my time. What are the odds there's anywhere I could sleep? You think Yulia would let me use her bed? Oh, I was supposed to go to the theater. I completely missed it. To the theater. Since I'm wasting time anyway. Yeah, that's another bad guy. Oh, he killed him real quick. I think we just leave this one alone. Yeah. Yeah, I'm good. No! What? I'm mostly straight. But that's another mugger. Please no? Run. Go inside! Why are you outside? Everybody go inside! There's bad people with knives! Two of them are chasing me. Okay.
Today, the killer was identified. Its nature turned out to be completely unexpected.
The enemy is found and named. It's called the Sand Pest. The contagious plague is threatening to ruin everything here.
How can a killer like this be punished? How can a villain like this be struck?
He can't. It's impossible. By pulling a knife on it, you'll just cut an innocent body.
I think I should go. Nothing to be done here anyway.
You should go. Go then. Wherever you please. Shoo!
Hey, Mark.
Only knowing our fortune in advance could we predict our conduct.
The theater welcomes the distinguished audience at any time. There's a performance of the masks every evening, and the blood gets rinsed off every night. The rest of the time slots are filled with a puppet show. But that's not all we have. Magic tricks, fortune telling, dream reading. Whoever has eyes, let them see. Mark does look insane. So this is one of my bound. If he gets sick or dies by the end of the game, I get the bad ending. But it's empty at the moment. That is a deceiving impression. The theater is small, but it holds quite a few secrets, like the mime who is currently picking the threads from your clothes, or the mask who is sewing your face for the next few days from those threads. What is in store for me? Your fate isn't bound yet. It will take time, effort, and of course your direct participation. Come to see us every evening. We'll show how you're doing bit by bit. I will definitely come by.
Our delusionment is often a delight to both our friends and enemies.
The three heads of the dragon are facing three different directions, three powerful families. Three clans are overturned by the wind. This wind got in through the breach torn by Simon's death. How will they cope? Will they be able to come to an agreement? The masks do not know the answer to that question. So the three powerful families have to be the Sabarovs, the Kanes, and the Olgimskis. Neither do I. That's it. Anything else
The
for me?
Housefathers think they...
If I say, and who does, he says, the masks are two, but the families are three. I suspect the extra family is just that, an extra. It's superfluous. Someone will have to let go of their power before their fellow men remember a different art of letting. Thank you for those bits, Profane Panda. I appreciate it. Which of the three? You don't need me to tell you that. The answer is yours. They're so different. Which one do you prefer? You came to this town, and now there's one more piece on the board. You're not a queen, of course, but a rook at least. It's up to you. I guess if it's up to me, I don't want the Sabarovs to lose power. They're currently in charge of the militia, guardsmen, whatever. He did say Rook, Profane Panda. That he did. Thank you. Alright. So the plague is called Sand. How do I get out? Can I... Please? Okay. I forgot. I have a jump button. Ah! Ah! Well, I'm seriously wounded. That's pretty bad. Got a bunch of bottles of water, though. So I just need to find some town drunks to trade with. There's one. Hey, you got more tourniquets? You do not. Okay. This way back to the Stillwater, to Avian's place, to sleep till morning? That's only like 2 hours, but I'll take it. Propane Panda, it seems like you were struggling today overall. Are you good? Did you get enough coffee? Can I recommend an herbal tea? There's another bad man. Leave me alone, bad man. Okay. So we've been stabbed a bunch of times. I want to sleep 6 hours. Sleep 2 hours. Okay. So it's almost 6. Do I have... Okay, bandages heal me a lot more. Okay, I'm gonna use those up. Good to know. If I can get bandages from drunks, that's the way to go. Alright, we save... Guess it's technically not dawn yet, but we'll work on heading over. Maybe it'll be dawn by the time we get there. A lack of water and tourniquets led to today. I feel like I'm just extra suspicious of everyone. I don't know why occasionally the town sounds like the tightening of a bowstring. But I wish it wouldn't. I'm sorry to hear that, Panda. That was a jump scare. Alright. I kind of want to actually take, like, a different path, so I go buy more dumpsters and such. I think that's a mugger. Yeah. The swagger of the muggers versus the swagger of the drunks is an important distinction. No bandages. Okay. Pretty sure I heard somebody die off to my left. Just wander on. Just get your wander on. Alright, we go to save the drunk. That did not work. We did not get there in time. Kind of looks like sunrise, right? 6:30? Oh, this is just the place to get caught and die. Nope, I'm gonna get out of here. Okay, none of the drunks have anything. This is very bad for me. Alright, Sabarov, it was a pain in the butt to get to you. Tell me you'll talk to me. Apparently it's not dawn till 7. What are the odds? The pharmacy will sell bandages at a half-decent price. Tourniquets are 600 coins. I've picked up a decent chunk from murdering muggers. I feel okay about that. Picked up lots of razor blades to trade with children. Okay, so her heart is crying for her poor children. She doesn't know how they're doing. I ask if she has enough food, and she says we're absolutely miserable. The last of it has run out completely. We're starving, no less. How can it be? Why? People can go for 40 days without food. You're not starving, you're dying of exhaustion. But the prices, just look at the prices. It's unheard of. A piece of stale bread costs 1,000. Where am I supposed to get that much money? How do they live with their conscience and demand that much of me when my children are starving? Profiteering always goes hand in hand with catastrophe. I feel like if I had reputation problems, I might be able to give her food if I chose some different options that would help my reputation. But since I'm killing muggers, my reputation's great. Health, not so much. It's 7 o'clock. The morning of the second day has come. There are apparently 25 infected people, and it all ends in less than 11 days.
Yes.
So yesterday you told the Canes that we may possibly have to face an epidemic. I believe you, Bachelor. In all honesty, I'm one of the few people that do. The rest are astonishingly blind. What do you intend to do? We still have a few precious hours to stop the disease from spreading, just like Isidore Barak did a few years ago. We need to declare a state of emergency, but I can't do anything. My hands are tied. You are the authority. What is barring you from declaring a state of emergency and being proactive? The authority belongs to the triumvirate that is presided over by the patron, the head ruler. But now that Simon is dead, his place is vacant. Georgie and Vlad are too afraid that the old balance might shift. These tragic events are reconfiguring the local power landscape. And if I declare a state of emergency at my own discretion, there will be a feud, a civil strife. I need them to acknowledge me, at least. To take further action, I need the Olgimski's money and the Canes' standing. I need Big Vlad's cunning and Georgie's energy. And I also need their servants to follow my orders. Well, come to an agreement then. Time is of the essence. That's like a whole lot of not my problem, dude. We have already exchanged opinions, and they have stated theirs quite clearly. The answer is no. They fail to see the obvious, or refuse to, perhaps. However, my decisions will be useless if the Canes and the Olgimskis keep sabotaging them. We can only instill order and catch the disease before it runs wild if we unite. How can I persuade Cain and Olgimski? Find proof. Any proof. Immediately. While Reuben tampers with the body, and he'll be busy with it for a long time since he's not a professional, the initiative will be lost. Help me, Dankovsky. Find factual proof. Show it to them, and they won't be able to deny the truth any longer. I'm curious how much I could push. I should have quick saved before coming in here. How much I could push this as not my responsibility before I just fail the main quest automatically. Sadly, this is now my direct duty. I received a letter from the powers that be testifying to that extent. What steps are you planning to take? I've asked several people I trust for help. Perhaps they will have already offered to help you too? Some of them have sent word to me already. Furthermore, Anna, the current owner of the Willows, is positive that she knows how to find irrefutable proof of the outbreak. She needs a competent person to assist her. Fine, I'll speak to her. Okay. Stamatin is on the way, so we'll talk to him, and then we'll talk to this Anna, who owns the Willows. Anna Angel, apparently. Who apparently knows where to find proof. This is faster if I go through the other way. presumably. I am assuming I'm going to run into fewer muggers now that it's daylight. Okay. That is Stamatten's pub, but this is the back of it. Let's get around to the front. I can't. Oh, I have a jump button. I have a jump button. Ah. Alright, you gonna talk to me now?
Seems like Haruspex is planning to distill Twirin. Fast learner.
Sit, take a load off your feet. Well, interesting. I can ask him about the rulers or... Andre, tell me, how can I make the rulers do a reality check? Our damned rulers will never come to an agreement. It's just like the corners of a triangle will never come together. You just fold the paper. It seems that now is the moment to let go of any feuds, but their actions are understandable. It's hard to bow down to Katerina. She can neither dream nor soothsay. Why bow to Katerina? I thought Alexander was the one in charge. Don't make me laugh. He borrows resolve from his spouse. Katerina can see the future. Well, at least she's supposed to. It was Nina Kina and Victoria Olgomskaya that ruled over us when they were alive. The rulers were nurturing the body of the town, while their wives were fostering its soul. Were the mistresses able to come to an agreement? We maintain balance on our own. Nature has nothing to do with it. Our choices are what establishes the harmony that is essential for survival. Now is the time for them to realize it. Now when the balance has been disrupted by Simon's death, Katerina won't be able to rule like Nina or Victoria did. She has neither the power nor the talent. But Saburov doesn't understand that and is trying to take advantage of the situation? It's nice to talk to a smart guy. Thank you. No, I think you've scared Saburov. However stupid, he is also honest. He'll demand power not because he has a lust for it, but because he needs it to fight the epidemic, the one that, with all due respect, no one but him believes in. However, for both Kane and Olgomskaya, his actions are an excuse to snatch more power. So the public doesn't believe in a threat of an epidemic either. The public believes there is an invisible man-eater walking among them. Well, they will have to face the truth soon enough. Is there any way to make the rulers believe the only reasonable man around here? Do the Saburovs have any weight? As the mistresses were dying, Katerina was throwing herself hither and thither, unable to choose a role. She tried to be Nina, and she tried to be Victoria, but neither light nor darkness have worked for her. She sucks at both. And you want us to listen to the Saburovs after that? Officially, they have the strongest claim to become the sole leaders. Katerina is the last mistress, after all, but her abilities are dubious. She told you you would die, didn't she? But unfortunately, you're still alive. You can put two and two together on your own. I don't like people who speak in riddles. Alright.
That's it. There's nothing left here. Run. Run!
Ava wants to flee the town before it's too late. She said only you can make that happen. Flee? Why in the world? Have yesterday's murders scared her so much? No one will dare lay a finger on her. Good to know. She's a nice lady. A killer more dangerous than a steppe spirit is at large. There will be an epidemic, Andre. Reuben told me it's called the sand pest. Does it ring any bells? What, is that what Reuben said? Bullshit. 5 years ago, it spread like fire in a dry forest. Barack managed to grab it by the tail back then. If it were the sand plague again, drama queens would have spread it all over the place yesterday. The town would have been crammed full of dead men by today. How did Isidore manage to do that? He acted very resolutely. Barack locked and boarded up every infected house. It was a miracle. The old man used to have a brilliant intuition. Why do you ask? Because the Sand Plague, or whatever it's called, has come to your town. So you and Reuben do mean that. No, that's impossible. Had Simon died because of that, none of the Canes would still be alive by now. Reuben is mistaken. If he's not, this is a bad sign for me, because all the Canes are in my bound. I need to save all of them. That's 3 people I can't have infected. Okay, yeah. Ava thinks otherwise. Will you help her leave, at least? On the other hand, Ava is somewhat right. Yeah, it's time to leave the place. Yesterday's orgy was disgusting. The fight for the throne is about to begin, and I don't want to see its consequences. We can't stay here any longer. Are you with us? So we're leaving. If my brother agrees, of course. I'm obviously not going anywhere without him. I'll go speak to him. Okay. Should probably get that before I hit Anna's. Seems okay so far? Okay, no new letters. Just my quest log updating. It was a pleasure to meet someone with my own standing here. It'd be twice the pleasure if he would agree to join me and leave this place together. It's nothing short of remarkable that the creator of the Cold Hall turned out to be my former university peer. Nevertheless, I doubt he would ever go anywhere without his brother. Of course, the main quest is to find proof of a plague. I am not saving regularly. I should be doing that. Let's do that. We're going to overwrite some of our day 1 saves. Okay. So we want to go round it up. Let's do that. Okay, we'll go talk to Peter Stomatin, say, hey, Ava, your brother, and I are all dipping town. Come with us. Right, he's got the scaffolding because he's the big brain architect. Are there more bottles? Might be more bottles than yesterday.
Your face is fading away. Are you sick or something?
Your brother suggests we escape this place. Escape this place? Is he out of his mind? A plague is about to break out here, the local sand plague strain, to be more precise. There is no medical records of it, however you seem to have had the pleasure of witnessing it in action. I don't care. My body is so full of twirine that no disease will ever be able to even approach, let alone touch me. Same with Brother Andre, unless he gets it from his wenches. No, I'm not leaving this place. Does twirine protect from this disease? That would be very useful information. The right one, the so-called tear, does. Thick infusions and twirine sap do not. It doesn't matter. I'm staying here all the same. Can't you get twirine someplace else? Can't you see what I've managed to build here? Where else would I be allowed to do something like this? Everything I have ever called my purpose has been brought to life in this town. For now, I have no reason to leave it. I haven't finished my observations yet. I'm this close to figuring it out. What are you talking about? You wouldn't understand. You've never built anything. Well, you're wrong. I've built Thanatica and created the groundbreaking theory of human mortality. In that case, forgive me. Then it's puzzling you don't understand me. You are prepared to risk your life for your life work, aren't you? Of course I am. Cool. Peter is completely off his rocker. His mind is too clouded with Twyrene for him to consider the consequences of his action. Does he seek this self-bedazzlement on purpose? How can I possibly come to terms with such an obstinate man? That is not helpful.
What if he can mix herbs? Fancy that. A new brew can come out of this. A new, eh?
I can't shrug away the feeling that someone's scratching at the windowsill. Everyone is after a female figure. What is this? The vestiges of matriarchy? The snake mother? The abyss? Yada yada? Actually, an unusual girl's been walking around our town lately, did you know? They say she can work miracles with her bare hands. If I happen to meet her, I'll test her miraculous capabilities. Can she probably ease my headache, right? One more paranormalist. The concentration of anomalies in such a place of land is beyond my comprehension. She heals the sick and incapacitated. Perhaps she's a healer. Perhaps a saint. Perhaps she's just a fraud. I like to believe she's a saint. The world around us is rather low on miracles. Things like this happen, but science is unable to explain them. Cool, okay. This is a... Alright, so he just said no. What do I do with that? Like, do I go back and talk to Andre? And say he said no? I talk to Ava? We'll check with Andre first, then we'll go to Anna Angels. Wait, can I just go this way? That would be very helpful. Bandages? Bandages! 5 bottles of water are yours. Thank you much. Okay. Your brother said no.
Why do you all come here to gawk at me?
Peter doesn't believe me either. What's wrong with you people? How can I persuade him? And rightly so. Take a look around. Should have seen what the crude sprawl looked like during the outbreak. The houses that Barak had locked up were literally in agony, their walls swollen with boils, their windows covered in scarlet mold. There were blisters everywhere. Blood mixed with ichor was flowing from the chimneys. That's how it was. Metaphors. No, I'm not being metaphoric. These are the facts. There was moaning and howling all over the earth, moaning louder than the morning siren at the works. The tormented were screaming so loudly, glass would break in the windows, and it all happened over the course of several hours. That is what the sand pest is. So knock your bullshit off. Okay. How can we persuade Peter? A convincing discovery supporting your theory could help. The outbreak has left a dreary impression on Peter. He's been heavily into Twyrene since then, I noticed. But there is no sand plague in town, so poor you. Tell Ava that the plan fell through because of Peter. Perhaps that will comfort her. I'll look for this discovery of yours. There is a plague. I know it, because that's the name of the damn game. Hello, Anna. You know where I can find
My hair is
proof.
disheveled and coming out.
Okay. There really is too much. Who the hell are you? Why have you donned this dreadful outfit? Excuse you! How about you get a taller collar? Maybe it'll help you get up on that high horse. That is precisely the question I was going to ask you. I'm Anna Angel. You might have heard of me already. I used to be a famous singer. Can't even imagine the stages I used to be the star of. I'm Daniil Dankovsky. You might have heard about me too. I'm the head of the Thanatica Laboratory. I thought so. I knew someone like that would pay me a visit very soon. How horrible. What's horrible? Everything. Everything's horrible. You came to, you know, after me, right? What does she think I know about her? Yes, that's why I'm here.
Is Haruspex planning to get rich here? The prices rose 5-fold over the morning.
Okay. I don't know. I still don't know. But we're moving on apparently. She is saving up pills. Tell me which ones work better. I've come on Sabarov's behalf. Real proof is required for the rulers to devolve their powers to him and begin cooperating. And you know where to find it, don't you? Incidentally, are you aware that no one believes you? I am aware. Seems Sabarov, the despot, was the only significant person to have sided with you. You could have prevented the disaster, but it's too late now. And why the hell doesn't anyone believe me, I wonder? Yesterday they were all very busy harping on about my educated opinion being the ultimate truth to them. Oh, it's such a mess. We've been living a very quiet life for a while. We're not used to... A lot of people were killed yesterday, you know? I still can't believe it. It's like a pagan demon has passed through the town, possessing the crowd, committing foul murder, and somehow remaining invisible. What was it you wanted to tell me? Disturbing rumors were heard from different districts all night, mostly inconsequential, mostly driven by everyone's fear of the man-eater and the mob's crazed vigilantism. It's all rubbish, but I found several reports disconcerting. Which ones? They were brought to me by second-hand dealers. I've started saving up medicine, you know. Oh, never mind. Anyway, oh, she means kids. Same place I'm getting drugs. Because the kids have pills from the last outbreak. Anyway, everyone's noticed an unusual silence and occasional strange animal behavior, especially that of dogs. And there were packs of rats, too. The hunchback said that such things are often left unnoticed in the general panic. Yes, Propane Panda. So, the children of the town play Plague. It's one of their imaginary games that they do. They were inspired by the last time the Sand Pest went on outbreak. Drugs were everywhere, but once the plague was gone, people didn't need them. Kids got a hold of them. Some kids, who no longer live here, ground up some of the drugs in some special ratio that nobody understands, and made what they call a schmouter, which is super bad for you, but cures the plague. So, if you find preschoolers, sometimes they want sewing needles and they can give you, like, antibiotics. Yeah, apparently there's a hunchback. Can you show me those places on a map? The children know which houses are infected. There were 3 of them, 4 tops. You know what? Talk to Compella, the young Olgumskaya. Children are drawn to her like moths to a flame. They tend to hang around everywhere and report everything to her. She's at the Lump now. And tell her I will share my pills with the children. Well, that's nice of you. Okay, I will talk to Capella. You stay here. Don't go anywhere. That is a good question. Why does everything have weird names? Oh, there it is. Aspity runs a hospice. An RC, that's her job. Okay, so... Capella is the youngest of the Olgumskis. She apparently lives on the other side from Big Vlad. But children come to her. She'll know what to do with those things. Okay. I'm gonna hold on. Save. Do you have anything else useful you
could
could
have
tell
been
me?
a famous singer.
No, she does not. Vlad is one of the people I need to convince, too. Maybe I could pop in with him. I'll be honest, nothing gives me anxiety in this game like the gong of the bell. Alright. Capella?
Father has been avoiding me lately. Strange.
Doesn't sound strange to me about Big Vlad. Look at all this. If only my dear mother was alive, she'd take the reins of power in her hands. Even father would listen to her. But who is to take care of us now? Not Katerina, that's for sure. The mistress is too exhausted. Okay. Mama Vlad was one of the mistresses. Which one? Victoria. Okay. So it was Victoria Olgumsky. I was named after her. Okay. If only I had gotten her power along with her name, no one would be trying to crawl underground out of fear now. People cling to Simon so much because they've forgotten what true protection is like. Why don't you believe in Katerina's power? Katerina is scared like a child herself, and I also think she's being tricked. As her prophecies come true just like it's always been, they're becoming more and more noisy. Every word she utters comes across as a metaphor. Yeah, I think mistresses are like... They're psychic women. They are oracles. They are magical women that everyone believes in, and if there's enough belief in them, then they hold more power than the governor. Can she really predict the future? She sees the vague features, and she always speaks the truth, just like a true mistress ought to. I see.
Father has been avoiding me lately. Strange.
Victoria, I need your help. Do you know of any evidence that would confirm there is indeed an outbreak? What did you say? Oh, so that's how it is. Give me a moment, please. I need to think. Think faster, dear lady. I apologize sincerely, but I cannot speak of this. I am bound by a word given. Speak to my father. People are going to die, Victoria. A lot of them. I'll take my own measures. Still, I'm not allowed to talk to you about this. Oh, come on. What measures can you take? This is no child's play, for crying out loud. I'm not allowed to talk about this. Yes, now I see that these strange places are... I'm begging you. My father is in the wing next door. Now please excuse me. Oh.
Yes?
If I ask sideways, does that work? Have you by any chance heard of anything unusual going on in the town? From the children, perhaps? You must be aware that I'm looking for Isidore's murderer. I was actually about to share this with you. Little kids come to me in flocks from throughout the town. They are all scared. The youngest are afraid of Shabnak. The older ones tell me there is something wrong with certain houses, and who knows what's inside. Go on. Children are lovely reporters. They remember all that's crucial to them in great detail and leave out everything else completely. As for this case, my friends have noticed a staggering amount of details, yet they forgot to tell me the most important part, so I can only give you a rough direction to the area. I'd be more than grateful. It's in Earth, the troubled southern part of town. You could use a guide down there. Find a boy named Sticky. He'll show you the houses that have fallen silent. He will also tell you what is where, so you don't get confused. Thank you. Lara was looking for me. She needs help with something. Everyone does. I'll go see her if I have the time. Okay, so that's Sticky. Where's Lara? There's Lara. Okay, Lara, then Sticky. Is this south? Did she say the southern part of town or the lower part of town? Did I mistranslate that in my head? If south is to the top right, that's the thing I'm angriest about. Okay. Capella doesn't like to talk direct. Capella, for some reason, needs to protect her sources, and will tell me things indirectly. While I'm here. Vlad.
So Saburov wants power. Pray forgive me. He had nothing to do with the foundation of this town. He's just managing it.
Okay. That's... okay, cool. Alright. Bottles. Let's check these trash cans at the corner here, because I certainly haven't done it yet. Oh, gold ring. Sticky is a boy who knows... Where did I go? Okay, there I am. Who knows where the quiet houses are. And mostly Capella... I don't know if she is wanting to use him as a chaperone for me, or if he's just better at talking to adults than other children. But her suggestion was that he could guide me around the area, around the town.
It's nice to see you.
There's panic everywhere, right? The prices are rising by the hour, not to mention that we haven't received any provisions for several months. The shops are empty. People are eager to buy anything at exorbitant prices. Everyone is trying to prepare themselves for the epidemic. I can't believe my ears. Someone has admitted that I am right. We need to buy emergency rations, a lot of them. It will be a challenge even today, but I fear that tomorrow will simply become unfeasible. How much do you need? We need a lot. I want at least 12 people to be able to survive for a month in the house that will become a shelter, with minimal expenses, of course. My friends and those who help me set the place up will be accepted in. If I can't get out of the town, it would be nice to be her friend, because then I could have a shelter. That'd be good. Yeah, if Sticky is dead of the plague, that would be convenient. That would provide proof. Don't typically root for dead children, but, you know, needs must. Can I become one of these people? Of course. What do I need to do? I've collected all of the money I could find. I've sent couriers on a shopping mission, trying to find the best prices. Now I need to collect the most important donations from the Kanes and the Olgimskis. Yulia agreed to make a donation too. I'm going to see them now, and then I'll join this crazy shop rush. You're not going anywhere. As a general rule, Lara, those who stay in survive. Those who go around shopping die. Get it? I do, but I'm used to doing everything myself, and I don't really have a choice now. I will make the purchases. I have to do a lot of walking today anyway. Tell me what you need. I need to collect Vlad the Younger's, Yulia's, and Maria Kana's donations. Tell them you are acting on my behalf, then you'll need to find the best prices and buy as much bread, smoked meat, and fish as possible. Only the products that don't go bad quickly. You'll need to take it all to the House of the Living. I'll show you where it is. Where can I find the best prices at the moment? I've heard some shops are planning to sell stuff for bargain prices from time to time. Ask the townsfolk, they should know. Okay. Forgive me for burdening you with time-consuming and mundane errands, but one day a lot of people will be very thankful that we managed to take care of the vital issues beforehand. I know. Okay. Well, Yulia is on the way to Sticky, so that's handy. Yeah. Do Yulia, Sticky... God, what is this? We're just gonna make a giant circle. There has to be a faster route, right? They're just... Okay. Yeah, we're gonna Yulia, then Sticky, see where Sticky will send me, and then we'll probably replan our route there. Do you have more bandages? Yes. Thank you. Alright, I could use those to heal up. Alright. Yulia is a good person who knows who I am. She's analytical like me. I'm sure she's being smart about this. She should be willing to donate. What I should do is find places that have unreasonable prices, sell food to them, and then buy food for myself at the
Prices are
reasonable
rising
place.
so quickly. Any kind of inheritance would come in very handy these days.
I've come on Lara Ravel's request. Oh, true, she did say that she needed to buy some provisions, stock up on drinking water and whatnot. Some couriers have offered their services to me already, and then there was this profiteering peddler who visited yesterday. The mind boggles just to think that all this hullabaloo was caused by the death of a single man. There's an epidemic hazard. The disease we are about to face is likely to be more terrible than plague, Yulia. One man's death has nothing to do with it. You amaze me, Bachelor. Did you not make fun of the Shabnak rumors yesterday? Mind you, there was some factual basis for all the hearsay. A lot of people don't have the faintest idea what kinds of life might be found deep in the steppe. They don't even know what kind of people live there, what kind of food they eat, what kind of effigies they make out of clay. Neither do you. To be fair, still, you don't hesitate a moment to accept a rumor of an epidemic as veritable truth. Is the concept of the disease that much more familiar to you than that of a man-eating abomination made of clay? It's simply because my head is screwed on straight. Do you trust Reuben's opinion? What exactly does Reuben say? Does he release any results of his research yet? With all due respect, that is none of your concern, Yulia. Let's get back to more pressing matters, then. Here, take the money. I am not so eager to give everything I have to alleviate the outbreak, but I have yet to see any proof that the outbreak is real. I am well aware of the reality of Lara's drastic circumstances. I will embrace the opportunity, however slim. Hopefully at least part of the money will be used for purposes other than this shelter she has conceived of. Thank you, Yulia. That's 3,000 coins. I am frustrated. Yeah, shit, okay, fair clapback that there isn't, like, peer-reviewed research yet. But if what everyone is saying about the sand pest is correct, we don't have that kind of time. And the only two doctors in the city having a pretty good guess is reason enough to be cautious. Because, again, if everyone is right with what they say about it, it'll be done in like 2 days. If everybody just chills out and stays inside for 2 days, if there was a plague, it'll be done. And if there wasn't a plague, you caught up on your novels. Just do that. I am starting to get hungry. Is this the house Sticky's in? No, it is not. Yeah, exactly. Uh-huh. I agree. If that, fine, sure, believe in the demon, just Sticky. Sticky, how do I get into your house? Oh, here, let me get these. Sticky?
This joint won't break. It's made of metal.
I should have saved. I don't know how to talk to Sticky. Want to see something fun? Sure. Look around. Some houses are always open for you. Others open for everyone only under special circumstances. If a person dies, or when there's a wedding or something. Others still are only open to those who can find a creep hole in. And? Well, I collect places like that. I made a map a year ago. Now there are so many marks on it, there's no room for houses. I hid in a house for about 2 hours once. The owners were there, but they didn't notice me. Interesting.
So, I've seen this Haruspex. Didn't look too happy.
Will you teach me to tell a person's expected lifespan by their pupils? They say you've seen a silent house. I've seen it all right. Shouldn't have done that. Hey, can you check me, like you doctors do, just in case? Although they say if you get sick, you can feel it straight away. It feels as if someone was pouring boiling tar straight into you. That's what catching the plague feels like. Cool, cool. No fever. You're fine. Have you sneaked into infected houses? Which ones? One is really close by, just across the yard. That's one freaky place, all right, all hot and smeared with bloody fat. They say bloody mold was crawling up the walls during the first outbreak, too, like a scab. This is rubbish. A scab on stone walls? I know what I'm talking about. That thing's carrying the disease. That's why it's so creepy. What if it crawls further, and no one cares? The guys tried to tell them. If you see blood leaking from under a door, that's where a Shabnak, has had a feast. But no one believes them guys. Is it better never than late or something? Okay. What makes you think houses like these are infected? Nothing. I'm not sure, really. But you said yesterday that Simon died of a disease, so I put 2 and 2 together. I'm not a baby. I know how things work. I don't really believe in all that step stuff, even though I live next to the kin. My friend's father is a tanner. He says it's all hogwash, too. So a silent house is somewhere nearby. Come, I'll show you. No, I'll show you. You're not going anywhere. You're staying home and waiting for me to return. I have to enter the silent house if I am to confirm that the disease that killed Simon is spreading. Who other than Bachelor Daniil is qualified to make that kind of verification to the local authorities? Of course, I must be careful. Ruben told me the local drugstores are running out of immune system medication. Okay, we need 3 loaves of bread, 3 bundles of dried fish, and 3 legs of smoked meat. I have some of that on me already. We'll cover that. Okay. There's nothing new here, right? Nope, okay. Alright, so I am close to a plagued house. Made a sound like I got a letter or a quest was updated. Okay. Plagued house nearby. What does nearby mean? I guess. Alright, it's not either of those. It's gotta be inside this cul-de-sac looking thing. Doesn't look like it. Oh, hey. That looks like a house covered in boils. Okay, how do I get in? Where is the door? I already have 2 lockpicks. I don't have a gun, so I don't need the ammo. Okay, here we go. Who is it? Is that a person? Will you help me? I'm a doctor. Let me examine you. So hot. It hurts. My head is about to burst. Blood is curdling in my veins. I'd scream, but I don't want the children to hear. There are no children here. I keep hearing children's voices. The girls are crying and the boy is laughing. We mustn't scare them. Don't tell them and don't let them in here. You're delirious. There is no one here. Don't come close. We are dying already. I told my sisters not to go outside, so they're shambling around the house. Who's shambling around the house and why? Just don't kill us. Don't kill them if they ask you for help. Their mind is clouded with pain. They can't even find each other. They're only praying. Don't come close to them. And step away from me, too. Well, make them stop following me, then. Why are they constantly at my heels? They're supposed to be lying down. Take the key. You'll be able to open the door if we lose consciousness. Just hold on. Okay. Okay. So there it is. Okay. What is this house? What is the nature of that filth, and of the inflammation that covered the poor woman's body? If the rulers require proof, then this is it. I'll present Saburov with the key to the house, the grisly memento that unlocks the secrets contained within the diseased place. Cool. Awesome. Those women were so sick they were blind and going crazy. It is day 2. Yep. Probably fine. Can I? I believe I can drink water. Oh, it makes me exhausted, but it cures some of my hunger. Okay, there's a way through here. I can go straight to Sap. Should I tell? I'll tell Sticky. Sticky, you were right. Don't go into any more houses like that. Sticky, I got confused by your house again.
It's like someone's pulling my strings.
I found the silent house. Next time, take me with you. Oh, sure. I won't take a step out of bed without you. Cool, okay. So we're just a dismissive prick to Sticky. Sticky helped us. Sticky is not part of my bound. He just was actually useful. He knew where the sick people were and told me how to find them, and then like he doesn't believe in the Shabnak stuff. He just happens to live close to steppe people. I don't know. He seems actually useful. I like him. Okay, Saburov.
That's okay, I'll make it. I'm made of wood.
Don't know what that means. I found proof, Governor. Here's the key to a house where several people dying in agony are waiting for anyone willing to examine them. Will that be enough? Already received a report of your spectacular success. News of your deeds precedes you. Now I want you to personally convey your opinion on what you have witnessed to Kane and Olgimsky. Then we can consider your mission complete. Why can't someone else do that? I would like them to hear it from you, not me. Okay. It probably means more coming from the famous Daniil Dankovsky. Very well. Fine. Alright, so we've been to Yulia's. I mean, it's not about leaning into it. It's about they won't do it if I don't convince them. If I just refuse, they might not give Saburov the power to do what he needs to do. Alright, now that I've found proof of the plague. Will you leave now, please? Come on.
What if he can mix herbs? Fancy that. A new brew can come out of this. A new, you know, eh?
Okay. He doesn't care. I mean, it's... To me, it's more like I am a doctor, not a courier. Anyone can deliver a message. I'll have to make my way to the Canes. Alright. So down across the bridge. Just over and around to Vlad. Ugh. I have milk. I don't want any of the milk. I can eat the milk just fine. These bandages are good. Okay. Starting to run low on bottles, though. I should talk to more children. If they have antibiotics, I bet I could sell those for a ton. Frick. and, like, the kids will give them to me for sewing needles, so let's do that. Nope, just rifle ammo and shotgun shells. Thanks. Miradorm. That sounds good. I've got 9 shaving straight razors. I can trade 3 of them for 3 Miradorm. Fair trade.
Someone will have to be punished for this sin.
See what you've done, Doctor? You won't be able to leave this place now. The town is blocked off. I've transferred my powers over to Saburov. He didn't hesitate to express his gratitude by assigning me to the position of an intendant. Now I'm in charge of equipping and maintaining infirmaries. I'm sure the train is not the only line of communication with the rest of the world. It is. The station is shut off, but it will be reopened when a regular freight train arrives. It will definitely be, Doctor. That's when we'll discuss how to snatch ourselves a vehicle there. When is the train scheduled to arrive? Any day now. In fact, it was supposed to arrive some time ago. I'm surprised it hasn't. The government has to realize how dependent we are on the deliveries. Our survival is at risk here. Then do protect the supplies, dear Intendant. Don't like Vlad. Vlad agreed to delegate his authority. Alright, so we just gotta get Georgie Kane. But first, Vlad the Younger. Get a donation. Frick. Can't get out that way either. I just went in a terrible circle. Okay. Doing well. What are the odds I would just stumble onto a place that has decent prices? Oh, everything here is also $16.50, although he has one of each that I need. Alright. Hey, kid. Got any drugs? I assume this is how drug deals work. Another Miradorm. You will just take sewing needles, though. Interesting. And scalpel, I suppose. No, just sewing needle. Okay. Thanks for the Miradorm. I assume that's how drug deals work in the real life. You just walk up and say, hey kid, got any drugs? Hey, young Vlad. Money.
Simon died on his own. That much is certain.
I've come at Lara Ravel's request. Here's what I can personally donate. It's a pity I can't extort a nicer sum from my father. Can he be convinced somehow? It's no use even trying. Really? Why? He has his own opinion on the matter. I think he accepts that you might be right. He accepts it, but he won't admit it. See the difference? Obviously, getting solid proof is disadvantageous to him for some reason, not to mention it would immediately cause him expenses. I see the difference. I don't understand the game he's playing. I'm not going to discuss that. I can only sympathize with you and advise you against disturbing my father with this question. I see. 4,000 from Vlad the Younger. Thank you, Vlad. Alright. Talk to Maria and Georgie at the same time. Get the money from Maria. Get the confirmation of power from Georgie. Georgie should finish the main quest, which is good. That's all I need there. Okay, the little boys carry ammunition. They don't carry drugs. Oh, it's 11 o'clock. Doing real good on time. Not so good on hunger and exhaustion, but real good on time. Shoot. Found a gold ring. Nice. I guess we're passing by Ava. We talked to her while we're here. Was told to talk to her to figure out how to get Peter to leave.
Yes?
My heart is beating so heavily, it's about to jump out. Andre has agreed, but he won't leave without Peter, and Peter doesn't want to go anywhere. I'll try to persuade him, but I don't think I'll succeed. Maria would do much better, though. Do you think she may agree to help? Is there no other way? I don't think I should discuss our escape with Maria Kane. Why? Or is she... Ah, no, okay. Do you have any real proof of the forthcoming outbreak? I do. There is no other way. Talk to Maria. She is Nina's heir. The twins won't listen to anyone else but her. Peter is so unpredictable, but Maria knows how to clench his heart. One word from her should be enough for Peter to change his mind. Okay. 2 reasons to talk to Maria. These should be empty because I checked them earlier today, right? Is that how this works? I will talk to the women in town when I'm ready to make the purchases. I guess I could ask you now, since I'm about to get it. Really, that little provision... Apparently nobody's going to send a train here because there's a quarantine, thanks to me. Sanitary trains are exempt from the quarantine. Okay, that did not help. Cool. 2 bottles. Luxury. Alright, Georgie Kane, you're first because you're closest. You agree, Savarov is in charge.
He's a brave man, this Haruspex, worthy of Isidor's name.
I feel guilty for having misled you, dear Bachelor. Forgive this old man. I thought your ignorance of our local affairs would mystically skew the circumstances in your favor. Forgive me if I was wrong. There is no unexpected news to be heard, is there? No, the disease is spreading around the town already. It is necessary that we urgently appoint mid-level executives, get all the doctors and hospital attendants. Let Savarov take care of all of that. After all, he was the one to demand emergency powers from us, which were granted. I've already sent all of my men to assist him, as well as an acceptable amount of money to further his administrative activities. We don't have any doctors or hospital attendants. The only man that knows something about medicine is currently examining my brother's body. It is strange there's been no news from him so far. We need to send someone after him. And what about you? What are you going to do? We will fight until the very end. I will personally persecute those who would dare describe the disease as some kind of preordained divine retribution. I will attack anyone who would say Simon got what he deserved. Finally, I will not allow anyone to say what Simon has built by ceaseless labor is subject to inevitable destruction. I can only wish you luck. Okay, so he seems really concerned about... Okay, I have to go back to Savarov to present my official papers to him before that is done. He seems very concerned with protecting Simon's legacy more than protecting the town. Don't love that. Barak is not examining the body, Reuben is. And no, we do not. We do not know where that is happening. Maria!
Oh, Mother. Why can't you be here with us?
You're giving me a stony stare. Something wrong? Are you disappointed? Laura wanted to meet you to collect the donations for the House of the Living. I prohibited her from going outside, and I strongly advise you against doing so. Yes, I'm giving her my personal savings. I tried to persuade my father to spare some money for the family funds, but I still refuse to believe in the outbreak. It's just the family line at the moment. Why do you believe me? I'm not questioning anything. I'm not allowed to. If you want to know why I decided to give Laura my savings, I'll tell you this. That is because I'm compelled to. By the way, have you found the proof you were looking for? Unfortunately, I have. Tell my father about it as soon as possible. If it isn't too late, tell him that I ordered to donate some money to Captain Ravel's daughter for the foundation of a shelter. He won't refuse. He will probably offer to donate some himself. Okay, cool. Bonus. Alright, she sent me $2 grand. So that was 2 and 3 and 4, so that's 9. Go back to Georgie, and Georgie will give me more.
I feel almost nothing. He's a brave man, this Haruspex.
Nope, nothing. Okay. Unless... Is her father the other Kane? Do I not know their family tree?
The true way to be deceived is to think oneself more knowing
Okay.
than others.
Victor is Maria's father. Got it. Lara Ravel has set up a shelter where people could hide from the disease. She needs money. Your daughter asked you to help. Is that so? So the Kenny Bound are preparing for the epidemic already. Lara Ravel. She's the executed captain's daughter, isn't she? I don't know. Indeed, and Lara is a generous and selfless girl with a tragic fate. I will support her, of course. I'll send her some money tomorrow. I've come here at her behest. I'm afraid that every minute counts in a situation we found ourselves in. The shops are running out of food as we speak. We must urgently buy the little that's left. Prices are growing rapidly. Right now I can only give some of the little we have left. Our family's funds are exhausted. I regret it, but that is directly related to my brother Simon's examination and burial. Hey, he gave me 5. So that's 14k. Now I just need to buy bread, fish, and smoked meat. And get back to Saburov. Okay. If I talk to the townspeople, they should be able to tell me where I can get decent food, although my conversations have not gone well so far. So we'll work our way... Where's Saburov? There's Saburov. We'll work our way towards Saburov. We'll poke in at shops, we'll talk to people along the way. You're a kid, you don't know anything. There is a shop over on this side of the Kane's house, but I don't remember what kind of shop it is. I've been seeing $16.50 for everything so far, so if we see anything lower than that, we'll buy up. That is a clothing store. That's history, no. I feel like the townspeople have not been able to help me in figuring out where to buy cheap stuff. I feel like that has not been useful. That's a pharmacy, that's a clothing store. Pharmacy, clothing store. I want to try to remember that for the rest of the game. I'm sure that'll work. Also got canned vegetables, but nobody seems to want those, so I can eat those myself. Nice. The bandage business is good. Lockpicks and alpha tablets. I still have a lockpick. I have 2 lockpicks. So I feel like I'm probably okay on those. How's my knife durability doing? No idea. Okay. Adolescent girl. Prices are rising by leaps and bounds, literally by the hour, and I mean it. An hour ago, butter cost 100, now it's 500. I can't even imagine what it'll be like, but in the evening, what am I supposed to tell Mom? Okay, 3,000 for a loaf of bread at the Spleen. They say the Canes have their own little shop, and they offer stuff at bargain prices, but it's not like anyone can waltz in there and buy whatever they like. The offer is reserved for the poor and the people that the Canes consider especially trustworthy. I wonder where this shop is. I wonder whom the Canes trust. Who do the Canes trust? Okay. That's interesting. They don't trust the Olgimskis. They don't trust Saburov. I mean, this is where the canes are. That's a clothing store, and that's a pharmacy, so it's not there. It's not Ava. Who do the canes trust? Lara, I guess? But, like, I need to get the food for her, so that's not useful. I was sent to Yulia originally by Saburov. They trust Ruben. Because he's getting to examine Simon's body. And I know this is where Ruben works. Huh. Okay. Still 1650, but he does have 2 of each. Let's see, I was given 14,000. It's almost enough for all of it anyway. I have bread and smoked meat. I don't have the fish, but I can get the dried fish. Alright, let's buy the dried fish. Miradorm's are only worth 450? I thought it'd be worth a lot more. Morphine's worth a whole bunch. Alright. I'm gonna sell the morphine to buy the smoked fish. I've still got a good chunk of money, but we'll do that. Okay. Probably. I might regret selling the morphine. Morphine does seem useful. But it seems like it only works when I'm sleeping anyway. If I run into health problems, I will feel bad about it. Wait, is that... Where's this little shop by Lara's place? Is that a food shop that has cheap prices? That would be very convenient. It is a pharmacy. Okay. More Miradorm. I feel like I'm gonna regret running out of sewing needles too. I somehow messed that up and didn't actually get the Miradorm? Well, okay, we overpaid for that Miradorm, but whatever. Alright, I'm supposed to be checking extra shops too. That's a clothing store. There's another one around here somewhere, right? Is... Okay, here's another food shop. Agreed, the number of muggers way down in the daytime. It was kind of silly before. Also 1650. Whatever. Interesting, the bandages are worth more than the Miradorm. Alright. Should be all I need for this. Pop into Sabarov's, then to Lara. 3 bread, 3 dried fish, 3 smoked meat. 3 smoked meat. Ooh. 3 bread. 3 smoked fish. I should still have food for myself. Yes, okay. Okay, I recommended that that kid buy antibiotics on top of groceries, but did not explain why. Because I am very helpful. Okay. You got your emergency powers.
What?
I've received express messages from Kane and Olgimsky. No one will dare interfere with my choices now. We are declaring quarantine. We'll create an anti-epidemic operational headquarters. I plan to assign ourselves to be its supervisors. Myself because it's my duty. You because that would be fair. We must fight shoulder to shoulder. Do you agree? I need unrestricted authority, access to all districts, and a personal firearm. From now on, infected districts will be blocked off. No one will leave the town until the situation is resolved. You will be allowed access to any and all areas of the town, of course. Neither Kane nor Olgimsky will have any right to stop you. You'll have to provide the population with clear instructions. Be careful about it. It's not my place to mentor you, though. Of course, I will send you the text. However, I need a weapon and the unrestricted right to use it. I will recruit volunteers. We will pick trustworthy ones, people of good standing, family men with good reputations. I will grant them the widest range of authority. They will thwart any violence or looting. They will also stop any attempts to use arms. Tell them of my special status, Governor. Do what you think is apt. I only ask 2 things of you. First of all, take good care of yourself. Drink, eat, sleep. Be careful. I'm afraid many will take advantage of this situation to either settle old accounts or fulfill their hidden agendas. Like yourself? Secondly, spare those lives that can be spared. I will act according to the circumstances. Cool, he gave me a gun. Beautiful. If I'm going to run around at night, I'll want the gun. Now it's loaded. Go to Laura, hand over the food I have. Most of it is stuff I had from yesterday. So I feel like I'm doing well there. I'll have time to sort out what I need afterwards.
Haruspex was offered 100,000 for his inheritance. He refused.
Here is what you asked for. Is this all you managed to buy? Yes. You need to bring it over to the empty house in the flank. I showed you the way before, remember? My friends and an attendant had helped us with the shopping, are waiting there already. Okay, that's not too far. I will go bring the food. One o'clock. Getting it done. Not there yet. Still wonder if I can figure out that riddle of who the Canes trust to find the shop with more reasonably priced stuff. Be down here and on the right. Should be this one, right? Everyone's dead here, see? No one knows why. Perhaps it's an echo of yesterday's vendetta. We're a bit at a loss about the loss ourselves. What am I supposed to do with the provisions? Well, the dead have no use for it. Give your offerings to Lara. Wasn't it she that asked you to bring food? She wanted to call her shelter the House of the Living, didn't she? What, is she supposed to refashion her own home into a Lazar house now? She won't need it anymore anyway. Lara only has a few days left. Do persuade her to make the most of them. What do you mean Lara only has a few days left? How should we know? We're not the ones in charge here. We only know one thing for certain. It won't take long. We have nothing to do with it. Well, who does then? That will become very obvious very soon. Hurry or poor Lara will die of starvation today. Alright, I saved. Okay. So that's bad. That's capital B bad. Very creepy. Alright, we go back and give Lara the food. Left. I feel like I made good killing muggers. Obviously I had to use up some bandages to patch myself up after that, but I've recovered a lot of that. She might hoard it for herself. I mean, I was told she was going to die of starvation.
Clemency is born not of virtue, but rather of fear.
I've obtained the rations, but there are very odd orderlies standing by the house you've directed me at. They're using theatrical masks and costumes as disease protection, as far as I understood. Yes, I know. The House of the Living will have to be relocated here. Remember that you're always welcome at the shelter. We'll preserve the stock, distributing the food in small portions. We will make it. I hope it all ends soon. Okay, she's just going to use her own house as a shelter. So I will always be able to find room and board at your place? You will. Take this as a reward, too. These are nuts. I've been given some today. It's great luck. Must have come from an old cache. Do you know how to use them? Crack them before eating. What else am I supposed to do with nuts? No, don't eat them. Barter them. Our children would turn themselves inside out for these nuts. Keep that in mind, especially if you want to barter for something dangerous. Why do they value nuts so highly? It's an old game. A child takes a nut and sends it on all sorts of adventures. At some point, adults took all nuts away from the kids. They thought the game provoked them to do something risky themselves. The most wonderful thing is that the children remember almost every nut in the town by heart. Does each one of them have a story of its own or something? I think so. Well, anyway, it's pure treasure. Well, thank you. There's actually a bunch of nuts. Nice. And a lens. Okay, interesting. Okay. So the main quest is done. The lens is interesting. It can detect infection, it says. I'm not sure. For the time being, the power struggle between the ruling families has ceased. They have appointed Alexander Saburov as governor and granted him full civil and judicial control over the town. As such, he has declared a state of emergency. They will quarantine the town. Now everyone is looking to me to suggest a further course of action. So the House of the Living will be established in Laura Ravel's mansion. From now on, I will always be able to get room and board there. So that's nice. Still need to figure out how to get Peter... I'm supposed to talk to Maria about Peter. Did I? Did I forget that entirely? I think I did. Okay. I am going to end the stream here. We're going to save. We save. And that'll be it. That music is too loud. That'll be it for this stream. And then next time we'll figure out how to get Peter to agree to leave so that at least he and Ava can get out, even if I get stuck here. And we'll see what happens after that. No stream next week because Christmas is happening. But I'll be back the week after that. That is it. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.